when we thought the Resilient Jenkins couldn't get any messier because Drew was about to end up in jail, messier.
Stephanie Jenkins. So you're telling me your husband allegedly went to the hospital for heart disease issues, and his first meal when he gets home, you choose fried chicken, French fries, mashed potatoes, and corn.
Can we please talk about how the Resilient Jenkins family treats Drew's son, the one they have living with him, so different from like all the rest of the kids?
Hey y'all, in today's video, we gonna get to the Resilient Jenkins. So we got a baby mama and a baby daddy. And the baby daddy is kind of a slick deadbeat to his other kids, but laid up with this woman. And obviously this woman, she likes him way more than he likes her. And she thinks she's better than his baby mama for some reason. That's the problem with these men. They will fill the other woman's head up and have you beefing with his other baby mama. They are broke, living in a hotel, and they both look stressed. And a lot of people think they are on that stuff. And she is YT. And since she does have a boyfriend or a baby daddy, a husband of color, she is acting like she's trying to seem like she's relatable to all black people just because you are with this black man. And nothing is wrong with that per se, but that's just a big observation that I heard. Like, she's trying to tell us things that us being people of color, or most of us with color, I do know I got some white tea people on this page, but most of us already know. Like, you can't, like, that's like me trying to tell a YT person just because I'm dating somebody that's YT. I'm trying to tell all y'all about something that y'all already grew up with and already been through, and it's like, okay, girl. But yeah, they live in a hotel with all these kids. She be doing things that's dangerous that can really, like, get the hotel burned down, and it's like, it's for clicks and views, but okay, girl, like, this is still like a safety hazard. Like, you gonna die for clicks and views? And I ain't going to do too much about them living in a hotel because I ain't going to lie, I grew up unstable and we have lived in some hotels sometimes. But she does act silly like this man is not using her when it's clearly and it's very obvious. And then she like be baiting the baby mama and thinking that the baby mama is jealous of her when the baby mama is living in a home. Y'all live in a hotel, so you could stop that jealousy right there. Like, that would just stop it all just because you're living situations. All right, we got a lot to get into, so let me do my disclaimer so we can get right into the video. Disclaimer, everything in this video is alleged. Everything in this video is a personal opinion. This video is protected under fair use. I don't know these people personally, so this is not a personal attack, and I didn't make this video to talk down on anyone. I just make great video essays with full backgrounds on celebrities, influencers, and reality TV stars. This is not T-Page, but I do keep key with my internet homegirls, so let's get into it.
Y'all remember how Drew had to show up to court and Mans just decided not to go, so there's a bench warrant out for his arrest now? Yeah, so that happened. And then that same day, a little after, Drew posts some new account because, mind you, Drew has a new job as a content creator. So he posts and it's like him in like a hospital bed. So people are like, what the fuck happened? And basically the caption is just like, oh, I had a seizure. I had like around a 2 to 3 minute seizure. And I also like hit my head. And so like Stephanie's just showing like a little like red splotch on his head. And then he's like, so like, yeah, I think it's probably because I didn't take my heart medication. That's why I had a seizure. Okay. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. I want us to think this through. How the not taking heart medication give you a seizure? He was like, oh yeah, I just took my medication a little too late. I'm predicting that's why I had a seizure. So naturally the internet is like, bro, what in the bullshit? Like, so you're telling me that you just like randomly have a seizure on the day that you're supposed to show up in court so you can actually get fined for not paying child support? Like, that's sounding a little bit too coincidental. And then Stephanie posts this like whole thing, like talking about how the haters are... Bro! Stephanie, stop making up haters in your head. People are not hating. They're asking you to take accountability for your children. So she's talking this, and that about all the haters. And then she starts talking about how the paramedics, when they got to the Resilient Jenkins motel to come get Drew, who allegedly had a seizure, the paramedics didn't believe him. Like, they were like, like, are you sure about this? And also, like, they ended up taking him to the hospital, but he only stayed in the hospital for, like, a couple hours and then went home. Like, that's not typical standard practice, like, when it comes to seizures. Now, Stephanie completely exposes herself because, like, in her video, she starts talking about how when the paramedics came, they didn't believe that Drew had a seizure, and it was because he was a black man, and black men do not, like, get taken seriously in the healthcare industry. And don't get me wrong, that is true. It's a proven fact that Black people and people of color like have to tell a doctor problems after problems after problems in order to get taken seriously in some occasions. That's totally true. But Stephanie, let's not weaponize this to get people to feel bad for you because your husband couldn't show up to pay child support. Like, you're taking a situation that real people go through and real people face, and you're saying that this is the reason that Drew unable to like show up to court and he can't pay his child support and this isn't like, girl.
Now he's either not taking care of his child or not providing for his child, or the ones that he has, it's like, what are you doing with them kids that you have? Like, you can have a child in the home, but that don't mean you actually taking care of them. So it's like he need to get it together. Like, if the social media not paying, you do gonna have to do, if you doing Uber, DoorDash, and all of that, you gonna have to really do it. Like, he seemed like the type that only do it for like 2 hours and like, okay, days work, and you ain't gonna make no money but $40. You are not a childless single man. Like, you got kids, you have multiple kids at that, so you got to work harder than anybody out here. You gonna fake a seizure to get out of paying your child support? Like, you had the child, you had to take care of the children that you have, or stop having these daggone children. Like, for real, I ain't gonna lie, I really wish the government would step in on how many kids people will have, especially if they are not taking care of the kids that they have. Like, a woman will have a child and then she'll get the children taken away and have other children and then never get the other child back. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, why is this possible? And then she's online down talking to baby mama, telling all that personal business online for clicks and views. It's like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't think that's a good mama. And Stephanie is the one that's financing him, not the other way around. Make it make sense, honey. Like, is a man that serious to have that you would accept this man who don't take care of his kids, not even providing for you and letting you do all the work and letting you argue with his other baby mama online?
You think I didn't want to fly off the mouth the first few times that I seen that his ex is posted? Because what is that? Y'all had nothing to do with my life prior to me going viral. You had nothing to do with mine and Drew's relationship. You had nothing to do with us. And you see his significant other is starting to do good, and you can't handle that. You have to come in and try to get your piece. You have to come in and try to stop whatever success Drew might end up having because of his significant other. I said nothing. And I thought eventually people would just be like, oh, that lady, that was the person who was misinformed, or this person is spewing off the mouth. I thought it would all start speaking for itself, but all it's done is just turn into more webs of lies. And I've learned that there's more evil on the web than there is good. It just seemed like.
Y'all, did Stephanie really get on this app and say I'm jealous of her? When the circus comes in, the clowns really get rolling, don't they? I've been with my man for 3 years and I really know him. Ma'am, I've known him since I was a fucking kid. I know his family. There's nothing wrong with him. You know what's wrong with him? He's lazy. He don't want to work. He's trying to hide from child support. And you ever thought I was jealous of you? Let me show you something. You want to see something? Let me show you something real quick. Let me show you. Let me see if I can flip this. You think I'm jealous? Do you think I'm jealous? Wait, do you think I'm jealous? Jealous of what? Don't mind the dirty clothes, but jealous of what? What am I jealous of? My house is a little messy right now, but what am I jealous of? I mean, y'all excuse my house. But what am I jealous of, Stephanie? Please let me know. Because like I said, I know he never told you about me. I'm jealous, boo. I'm jealous. Make sure that man pay up what he's supposed to do. Make sure that man turn himself into that courthouse since you so big and bad. And saying I'm jealous. Waiting on a man to be something that he's never going to be is going to be your biggest downfall. Don't do that. Take it from me. Don't do that. Sometimes you want more for a person sometimes you want more for a person than they want for themselves. Sometimes you see so much potential and you'll sit right there with that potential because they will never become what you have in your mind for them. No matter how great you think of them, no matter how much more you want for them.
Also, a lot of people on the internet just think they are both, on that stuff. They just very irresponsible. And I ain't gonna lie, they both look like they could be. He for sure looked like he could be 60 years old. Like the doctor was like, oh no, I thought this was an old man. He really only 35. No, he looked way older than 35. Like life has literally burnt him out and her. And I do feel bad for her for a little extent because like I said, some women's minds just like they don't have self-love. They don't have self-esteem. So like whatever a man tells them, they gonna think like that's law. Someone said when the whole family is backing up their baby mama, that's how you know he's the problem. No, that's for sure really, really true. Like if the whole family is saying, no, I don't talk to him and I don't want to talk to him, that means that man is a problem. He's a big problem. Now, I mean, the family could be the cause of his problems because sometimes you be having family issues and you don't heal from that trauma and then you go mess up everybody else you meet in life. But I mean, he's grown enough to get the therapy on his own. But if his own family don't want to mess with him, he's a problem. If he don't want to pay child support or really, really take care of his kids, then that's a problem. He's the problem.
The not so resilient Jenkins. Now, she shares that she received a call back in the beginning of February where her caseworker called her for holding Drew in contempt. Now, she was asked on the phone if she is open to holding Drew in contempt of his order. Because back in October when they had court, he had told them that he was working. However, he hasn't been paying anything, so that's whenever she was asked if they can hold him in contempt. Now, she says that she replied with absolutely because she has never received constant child support payments. Now, she shares that she had only got 2 big payments, which came from the state, which meant it came from his taxes when he filed back in 15 and 17. Now, she says that she was able to have him served because there were people doxing them. However, she doesn't support that, but it did help her in the long run. And she shares that his court date is April 7th.
He ever drawn you a bath? Made you dinner, rubbed your feet? No? So why is you letting him drive your car around? Huh? You at work and he home in your bed, twiggling his funky ass toes, playing the game. That don't make no sense. If we gonna do the stay-at-home thing, ain't need to be some cooking and goddamn cleaning going on around here. It's dust on the baseboards. You in here all day. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt this time. Because he may have come across hard times. You know, maybe a couple more weeks before he back on his feet. But before you go off to that job, you make sure you leave his ass with a to-do list of things that need to get done while I'm at the office. Laundry. Dishes. Clean the bathrooms. Wash the tubs. Dust on the ceiling fans. Get that. Change the light bulbs. Make sure the batteries in the goddamn remotes is new. Because you ain't doing it. And if he got a issue with it, you know what to do.
I just really hate that some women's self-esteem and self-love is just in the gutter, in the pits of hell low, that they will be with a man that's not doing anything for them, that's putting their hands on them, cheating on them, using their car, they're working, the man is at home on their PS5 all day, and then the man is the one that's going to have to leave them. They don't even leave the man ends up leaving them. That's sad. I'm sorry, that is sad. But it happens. I have seen it multiple times. Because Stephanie is toting and like smiling around this man and carrying him like he's the prize. And that's why I see why some men, a lot of these men, I ain't gonna say a lot, but like half of the men nowadays, they thinking that they're the prize because of women like Stephanie who are treating a man who is doing nothing for them, doing hardly nothing for even their own kids, the person that they have birthed into this world. Like if he can't get up and grind for his kids, what you think he gonna do for you? Nothing. He can't even grind for himself. So if a man doesn't love himself, he cannot love anybody else around him at all. Jealous is wild when they got 5 kids and living in a motel. It's like both of y'all should go out here and get it. I understand that you might want to do social media. You don't want to work a regular job. But like this lady is about to say, like, you look like you need a regular job. Like sometimes that could be the goal. Nobody wants to have a boss, but sometimes you have to crawl before you walk. Like you just not there yet.
And the steps we've taken, self-employment and pursuing different routes for not just his health, but my health included. Notice that, hey, if I keep pushing my body this, that, and the third way, I'm going to cut 10 years off my life. And the same for my man. We're not going to do that.
We all know already that they're not going to work. That's not what I want to point out. To say that you don't want to work because it can take 10 years off of your life, but you cannot tell me that she has not been aged like crazy during all of this. Mind you, this is not even a year ago, September of 2024. to today. To say that you don't want to work because it's going to take 10 years off of your life, you are already actively taking years and years off of your life because of your lifestyle choices.
Sit there and act like I don't know my own man that I've been with for 3 years, and I'm telling you, he's not acting himself.
2 comments on this. 1, if his ex, who has known him for her entire life, and even his family, is coming on this here internet to let you know that he is delusional and there's absolutely nothing wrong with him, why are you the only one that cannot see that? And 2, you say he's not acting himself. It seems as though that he realizes and is tired of the situation that he's in, and he's realizing he's bit off a little bit more than he wants to chew with you and all of these kids. That man is planning his escape as we speak, and you need to be doing the same thing before he leave you high and dry with all these damn kids. He's never going to leave, and he is going to keep dragging you down until he can't drag you down any further.
You think I didn't want to fly off the mouth the first few times that I seen that his ex is posted? What is that? Y'all had nothing to do with my life prior to me going viral. You see, his significant other is starting to do good, and you can't handle that. You have to come in and try to get your piece. You have to come in and try to stomp whatever success Drew might end up having because of his significant other.
We know Arlita is actively going after Drew for child support. For you to come on here on this app and insinuate that Arlita is grabbing for any piece of success that you have, babe, where's the success? Is it in the room with us? You don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. There is nothing to grab a piece of, Stephanie. To insinuate that she is jealous of you because of your virality, you are viral for all of the wrong reasons, babe. Nobody is jealous of that, I promise you. This has to be something that Drew has fed her, because her mom made it very clear that she goes off of what Drew says. Drew runs this show. Stephanie may be the forefront of it. Drew runs this show.
I've said nothing. And I thought, because I thought eventually people would just be like, oh, that lady, that was the person who was misinformed, or this person is spewing off the mouth. And I thought it would all start speaking for itself.
When Stephanie's mom went live and told all of her business, she made a comment and said that it's not that necessarily Stephanie is dishonest, it's that she truly believes her own delusions. And if that right there is not proof that she truly believes her own delusions, to say you thought it was going to start speaking for itself, it very much heavily is speaking for itself. I promise you. We all are hearing the message loud and clear. You are the only one who is not seeing everything for what it actually is. There is nothing anybody can say to this girl that's going to change anything about this situation at all.
And I've just had so many depressive moments that it's like I'm just tired. I'm just done. I want to be happy. I want to be stress-free.
But she says that last part, I can't lie to you and say that I don't have any type of empathy for the situation at all. Especially after her mom did go on live. It's very clear that Stephanie is a very male-centered woman, and I don't even think that she could help herself. But I say that to also say, for the simple fact that you are making active decisions to keep your children in these deplorable living conditions, I have no sympathy for you. I do not feel sorry for you at the slightest. You have the platform and every tool inside of the box to change your life, to better your life. You are actively choosing to stick with a man that is dragging you down to the lowest pits of hell. That man does not love you like you love him. You don't even love you like you love him. And that's the fucked up part about it. That's honestly the downfall of it all. Stephanie's mom even said the only thing that's going to free Stephanie from this relationship is for Drew himself to leave. And we all know that's not going to happen.
Are definitely involved. I believe Drew had a induced anxiety attack and not a seizure. Absolutely. Like, we all know that if you are on that stuff, your heart can't stop working, and something is aging them both that fast. I guess he doesn't realize child support will still come out of his disability payments. You know, they both slow. Some guys will they will do whatever to stop child support from coming out, but they will still have other kids. It's like, what's going on here? Narcs are notorious for this kind of behavior, pretending to be ill or injured to avoid accountability. They don't want to be accountable for nothing, especially these men. They always claim that the women don't want to be accountable, but we know who it really is. But it is crazy, though, because that's your child, sir. And I don't think they make that much money, so it's not like they will be taking like $2,000 out your check, $1,000 out your check.
Drew's mom and sister have spoken out, and we learn that Drew's mom is, she has seizures. She takes medications to deal with seizures. This content creator is on live with Nails by Erlita, and in the comments along comes Drew's sister, and then she eventually hops on. But we learned that Drew's mom and sister want nothing to do with him. They don't mess with him. Like I said before, his mom does take seizure medications, and Arlita has known him since, they grew up together practically. Their families know each other. So they're all saying Drew's never had a seizure. We also learned that they're very much in contact with Arlita and Arlita's son. That's their grandson and nephew. They're in contact with him. They get to see him, and that's good to know. That's good to know that they're in his life. They have a really good relationship. None of them want to mess with Drew. That shows you who's in the wrong. But it's just really sad to see for him to use something like, seizures as an excuse not to go to court, as an excuse not to pay child support, as an excuse not to get a job. It's really messed up. Okay, what cracks me up though is if he is faking the seizures, who bumped him in the head, or how did he get that red bump in his head? Because I actually believed it because of the red bump. Like, did he ask Stephanie to bump in the head to fake it? It's really weird. Plus, Drew's story and Stephanie's story of the whole thing don't really match up. So I'm waiting to see the truth. Are we ever gonna know the truth?
Making fried chicken for your husband after the hospital for allegedly heart disease is honestly crazy. It might be crazier than making fried chicken in a motel room. And then she says how he doesn't look good, he's not himself. He seems great on the floor cutting potatoes. But we don't want to see him cut potatoes. We want to see him fill out job applications. Stephanie, he can cut the potato. I think he can fill out job applications. This just shows how much of a selfish person Stephanie Jenkins is, because the amount of people that have commented on all of her social media accounts regarding this fire hazard, and she just doesn't care because she posted another video doing the same thing, probably for clickbait, but not realizing that this is seriously so dangerous and selfish because she's endangering the other people at the motel and her 5 little ones that are in that motel room. It's just so selfish and inconsiderate for other people. I can't.
So when he allegedly faked his seizure to get out of the child support, Stephanie was kind of like taunting us Black people because, a lot of the times we aren't really cared for when we go to the doctors or we just go to the hospital, patient first, anything, right? And she was trying to use that like, okay, well, they were being racist. They just don't want to help out a Black person. No, if he was on that stuff, that's why they wasn't giving it to him. They don't give it to really anybody that they feel like might be taking advantage of the medicine, which was a slap in the face. And that is nothing to play with because people actually go through that. Like a lot of women, I ain't gonna say a lot, but it's definitely more than normal of Black women who go try to have a baby. They have the baby, but they don't end up making it out alive. So that's nothing to play with.
Girl, and she's getting on my last nerve with this whole Black men. She thinks that she has a proximity to Blackness because she has a Black man. It's weird. And biracial children. And while what she said may very well be true, her and Drew's situation is not the case. Okay, that is not the case of any sort of medical system or system failing a Black man. Okay. My brother is a nurse, and one thing I've learned from him is that nurses and doctors are trained to pinpoint or spot people that are abusing rugs and the medical system. They're trained to do that. They know these people because they see them every fucking, and if they encounter them, they're not going to give you the rugs or the diagnosis that you want because you don't have a problem. You don't. You just want rugs and you want to somehow get out of something. And that's exactly what these two are doing. They're literally doing fraud. They're doing medical fraud right now. And I think it's for 3 things. I think it's for him to get some sort of government assistance, they don't have enough. I think it's so that he doesn't have to somehow be liable for his child support. And I think that they're addicted to rugs.
Stephanie, girl, stop playing around. You need to hold your boyfriend, husband, whatever he is, accountable. He needs to freaking work. He needs to take care of you and the kids. He needs to take care of them other kids that he has. And maybe he just don't even need you right now because you're enabling his bad behavior that he already has. And he don't need a girlfriend or a wife / if he can't even take care of the child that he already had before you. Especially being that Stephanie has a child. She actually has children and y'all living in that hotel. So you know how it is. You know how the struggle is. You should definitely make sure that he contributes at least a little something to that other household. That's not fair and that's not cute. Faking seizures and heart attacks or whatever he's trying to say. But anyway, let me know what y'all think down in the comment section. Do you think he really had a medical emergency? Do you think that Stephanie is actually enabling this man? And do you think that they both need to just get a job? Like, of course, social media brings in a big bag, but y'all not making money from y'all. So y'all needs to get a job until you are.